Hey, Nate Anderson is back, and Helen Gibson will be back. And you say, wait a minute, for crying out loud, you're going to make me wait all this? It'll be well worth your while. Could we get a picture, by the way, Craig? I didn't ask you this to begin with, but could we get a shot of Nate's shirt, his T-shirt? Nate, you just sit there.
I'm not moving.
Oh, no. Look, see, does that not come off great? And I saw it in the paper a few months ago. Recreation of Abbey Road, except with kids. What kids?
Kids from our music programs. So, Ear Candy, which is what we're talking about here.
And that's your program.
You got it. So, Phoenix founded, and we provide kids access to music education. So, we do that through a couple of different ways. We support in-school music programs. We create after-school music programs. We offer some really cool beyond-the-classroom stuff, taking kids to sound check. And
yeah, okay, but first of all,
yeah,
before we get to taking kids to sound check, because people would say, what does that mean? and where are you taking the kids? How can you have music programs that are involving schools and school districts when they're being cut right and left? Are there any more music programs in schools?
They're still out there. Districts value the arts, and in fact, we're doing an instrument drive right now for one district in particular, Roosevelt. They're in South Phoenix. They've had lots of budget cuts, but despite all the cuts, they still value the arts, and they haven't cut a single music program.
Yeah, except if you don't have the instruments that you're talking about in an impoverished school district or an individual school that may be really on its uppers economically, how can you afford trumpets, trombones, and drum sets?
A lot of them can. So that's one of the big things that we do is we run different instrument drives. We just made a partnership with Phoenix Fire. So all 62 of their fire stations are collecting musical instrument donations for us all year round.
Fire Chief Bob Kahn is going to be on tomorrow.
Oh.
And I will remind him about the program and that you're on. So they have the fire station in your neighborhood and the trusted members of that fire station, the firefighters. What's that got to do with collecting instruments?
They collect the instruments, they bring them to us, and what we do is we help place the instruments, and we not only place them, but we track the instruments. So every single instrument, let's say you donate an old flute or guitar,
yeah,
we'll actually let you know not only, hey, here's your tax receipt, but here's where it went. It went down to Valley View Elementary. And so you can actually have your instrument finds new life. So.
And boy, I'm telling you, moms and dads right now are just exactly like my family, because I had an alto sax player and had a drummer percussionist, and you can imagine how many instruments we had around the house. Well, they still have them, but had I collected them and kept them and they were in the garage, I would say, well, who wants used musical instruments? Yeah. The answer is Nate.
Absolutely.
And Ear Candy, right?
They're collecting dust everywhere, and literally that's half the solution to music education are those instruments, because like you said, they're extremely costly if you buy them brand new. So,
are you a musician?
I'm not. I played as a kid. I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm a lot better at that than a musician.
But isn't that interesting? Because here you are, as passionate as you are, and have been for some time now, about this Ear Candy organization, but you're not a player yourself.
No, I just know the profound impact it can make.
Like what?
Well, okay, keep kids off the streets, improve self-esteem, heighten academic performance, all these.
Do we know that, though, or is it just wishful thinking?
Countless studies. Go onto our website and look under the music education section. You'll see all about it. I mean, countless studies that back up.
This is the website that's actually on our screen right now.
Yeah, that one.
Immediately under Junior Abbey Road. Ear Candy Charity, it means, now stop and think, do you have an instrument at your house anywhere that nobody's playing? And if the answer is yes, somebody wants the instrument. And I know that there are people saying, oh, absolutely, I'd love to do it, but why would I give it to a school whose music program is going to be cut at any time?
Well, we make sure that a couple things, that wherever we're placing the instruments, that they have a commitment to their arts and music programs, and that it's not going to be cut. And if they do get cut, you know, heaven forbid, we actually circle back annually with every single school to retrack those instruments to say, all right, you can't use them, we need to shuffle them over here. So,
do you encourage either legislatively or educationally? Do you encourage the continuation of arts programs in schools?
absolutely. So, you know, there's only so much we can do from an advocacy standpoint, but obviously, you know, we're huge proponents of, you know, making sure that kids have this access to music education, because I can't imagine raising an entire generation with no music education.
Yeah, is it not true, and I've read this and I can't remember the source, but is it not true that an incredible number of potential dropouts stay in school because that's the place they get a chance to learn to play an instrument, or they get to act in drama programs or some field of the arts?
Well, I mean, it's baffling, you know, how important arts and music are, but yet they're the first to get cut. And like I said, countless studies that back that up, graduation rates that are higher, you know, and more than likely you're going to have a higher rate of success in the world if you have access to these arts growing up. And kids are sponges. They want music. They naturally gravitate to it. So if we're cutting it out, it's our universal language, and I don't get it. It's like don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Good tie-in.
Yeah.
Does it matter what kind of instrument it is, by the way?
Small and large. You can go on our website, once again, earcandycharity.org, to see what types of instruments we are in greatest need. But more of your conventional band instruments, brass, woodwind, strings, and then modern band instruments, guitar, bass, drums, and even gear can make a huge impact. If you have a large instrument, don't just roll it into a fire station. Don't roll your old piano into a fire station, because I'll get some phone calls, probably from Bob. So
what were you talking about, taking kids as part of the program, taking kids to, where did you say, the field trip?
Yeah. So we do a lot of cool beyond the classroom stuff, because I mean, kids learn a lot when they're in the class, but at the same time, notes only go so far. So we put them into different experiences, taking them to a radio station, taking them down to Fender and learn how a guitar is built, or go to, we just teamed up with Arizona Opera. We're going to take kids to, a dress rehearsal so they can see.
Madame Butterfly's coming in, by the way, Phoenix Opera.
I think that's the one that we're taking them to.
Great opportunity for kids to understand a broad range of music, and all of a sudden to make it a part of their lives. Ear candy.
It's delicious.
Listen, I love the program. As the father of a couple of musicians, I love it. And, I'm the guy that always weeps at the end of the movies when the kids suddenly sound dramatically better than they did at the beginning of the movie. I'll be back in just a moment. Stick around, please, if you will. And if you won't, I'll never forgive you.